Growth is major for our program, and we've been on the right track for the past 2 years. Going into the third year, I'm extremely excited about the direction that we're heading. Reviewing a lot of film from the last 2 seasons, looking at what we have on the field as far as the skill sets go, and building on the strengths that everybody brings to the table. Well, from their freshman fall season till now has been leaps and bounds for every single one of them in various different aspects. The spring season was extremely crucial for us this past spring. They took off, huge strides and have really improved and came in prepared this fall, and that was something that was exciting to see. We had at a time from last year 6 or 7 of them freshmen from last year starting on the field at a time, so they also have some playing time and experience under their belts, which is nice. We expect a handful of them to be starting again, and there was a few that got in every game and multiple games that are going to be looking to increase their playing time as well, or even shift into a starting role. So I'm excited about that class. They are very unique, and then segueing into the new freshman class, there is 7 of them. And I'm excited about that class too, because they are, I've said this time and time again, really good people on and off the field, and they just bring a whole new vibe to our program. The chemistry is something different that I haven't seen here within this program since I've come back, and it's exciting. Everybody's on the same page, everybody's working towards the same goals, everybody's work ethic is very high level, so it's been really nice to see everybody come together and collaborate and really look towards the future of this program. I think wonderfully. We have 4 seniors this year. Emily Blighty is our returning captain, and then we have Katie Lipsky, who was just recently named captain, and she is our all-conference returning player, and so she does a wonderful job on the field. Emily Blighty does a wonderful job on the field and off of the field as well, and then Chelsea Tanko and Abby Predmore have been a really good foundation for our program ever since I've come back and taken over. So I'm excited because they kind of set the bar high and push the younger girls to reach to a high level of play. Well, it's kind of a case where we're in the PSAC and we're going to be seeing it every year, year in and year out. So nothing's ever going to change in that regard, just because we're one of the strongest conferences in Division II. It's something that we're very proud of. But it forces us to work harder and step up our game every time we play somebody, because there's no cakewalk game, and everybody that coaches in the PSAC will say the same thing. There's never a game where you're going into it saying, oh yeah, we have this win. And for us, being a building program, we never say that yet. So we would never say that. So we always have a little bit more work cut out for ourselves. But I think we've kind of proven ourselves in the last couple of years, because from year 1 to year 2, in my coaching tenure here, we have improved in every statistical category. And so I know that we're on the right track. Hearing from other coaches in the conference who are really uplifting and saying that they absolutely see the improvement that we're showing as well is also really nice to hear. So we prepare like we would prepare for any game. We're reviewing film, we're working on the field, we're going over some different plays, and just making sure that we're ready to go for every team that we play. Well, statistics are kind of that's a big sign, that shows a lot, but as far as in other areas, it would just be their individual skill sets. So there's a few that maybe hadn't had statistics last year that were getting in games. So that's a great question. How do you gauge? I'm looking at things throughout the season, but then in the off season too. I do a lot of individuals with the girls, and I think that really proved to be beneficial for our girls this past spring. So it's just a matter of, are they contributing in areas? Are they, does a play that we scored on stem back to them? Just all different aspects that you look at, just growth in general. Yeah, Lawson leaving that's actually our actual only starter that we're losing. We return every single field player starter, so that's a benefit there, but the goalkeeper is a big hole. That's big shoes to fill. What I am thankful for is that Laura did a phenomenal job of taking all three of them under her wing last year and really mentoring them. And I knew that those goalies, Laura was going to be the starter last year, but I knew those goalies were going to learn so much valuable information from her. They're ready. They're ready. Any single one of them is ready to step in and be able to, play in games. I've seen it from the scrimmages that we've had this past week that they've all been playing in, and they've all done very, very well. It's hard to say right now as far as who the edge is. I'm still working out some things in that area and evaluating, but I guess we will find out come this weekend. So I always say this outright, I never hide it. One of our biggest struggles, or the biggest struggle the past 2 years, was we cannot execute. We almost doubled our goals from year 1 to year 2. I plan to do that again this year as well. I think we absolutely should. We are returning every single one of our statistical leaders on the offensive end. So that's the first positive. And then going back to this past spring, again, I did a lot of individuals, but a lot of the practices that were geared towards the offensive side were geared towards so many different scenarios, and just teaching them different shots, different offensive techniques that they can start to implement, because I think that was something that was lacking. It was sort of more of a one-track mind, and the girls, a lot of them that started were freshmen last year. Were freshmen, so they were also freshmen. They're scared, and so they were nervous playing very young. We were the youngest team in the PSAC last year, but now they have that season under their belt. So I think the confidence is going to be there a lot more. The spring off-season work that we did, implementing back foot shots and how to get shots off with your back towards the cage, et cetera, et cetera. There was a lot of things that we went over to really try to boost them, and it, I think, was already showing in the spring, and then carrying over into this fall. From the scrimmages I saw, we were executing in every single game, so it was nice to see. My personal overall goal is to improve again in every statistical category. Going back to the comment, we're in the PSAC, we're in a really tough conference, so it's a building process. When you go from ground bottom and building your way up, it takes time, and it can't just happen overnight. So I'm very aware of that, and the girls are as well. So we're going to be focusing on individual and team goals that are attainable, and we're going to have some reach ones. I definitely want to see us get some of those close games that were last year with some opponents. I think we can get those wins. It's going to come down to, are we going to be able to execute? And honestly, that's what it's going to come down to.